Hello, hola, bonjour, hey, hey, y'all. My name is Merc. This is real. Welcome back to the Narc Alert. Hey, happy hump day. Look at, we're switching it all up today on hump day. 2 o'clock. What the hell? Yeah, 2 o'clock. We're doing it early. I think we're going to stick to this time, guys. As much as I really enjoy going live at 4:20, ha, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, it just really works better for the mods. My mods are half European, and the ones that are in my time zone work. So it just works out better for all of us to change it up at 2 o'clock. So we can still pretend it's 4:20, because in this house, it's always 4:20. Right, Rio? Yes. He was just sleeping under the blanket. I had the Rio cam ready here for you. And he decided to make an appearance to say hello. So yeah, sadly, there will be no mukbang today because it's way too early for him to eat his dinner. But we can give him some treats. We can give him some crunchy treats. Elbows up, Ludi. Yeah, I got my Canada shirt on today. As you can see, it's not new. I've been rocking my Canada merch for a long time. This is my travel t-shirt, especially this year. Moonflower says, great idea. I'll be able to watch without staying up past my bedtime. Yeah, you know, a lot of the Europeans are pretty happy with it. So that's good. And of course, as you know, I often sleep shame Alyssa. Thank you. Jess! Alyssa, you can wait. Jess is here. Jess, we're so glad to see you. We hope you're doing all right. Thank you, Jess. We'll chat later. And Alyssa's here. Alyssa, who I usually sleep shame, is actually here and awake. But Jess had to take a little break, and Jess is back. So we'd like to say welcome back to Jess, and we're so happy to see you here. As the usual lineup, Kai was first, followed by Ms. Coco Loco, and followed by Fluffy Flufferstein. So, Heather, we're fucking up Heather today because it's 4 a.m. for Heather. Heather, we were just going to watch Skeleton Key. Are you going to bed? Baby Vamp says, thank you for your member chat, says the Fountainhead on Sunday. Yeah, I think we're good on Sunday. Oh my God, it won't let you chat because you're not a sub because it's 5 days. Can I change it? I don't know if I can change that at this point once we've started. Chat in the Discord. It's set on 5 days because we used to have a problem, so it was always better, you know, but we don't really have that problem. So I dropped it to 5 days, but I don't think I can change it in midstream, so to speak, such as. So Jess, we're happy you're here. I did read Alyssa's member. Didn't I read it? I said she was here, and I said, thank you for your member chat. 25 months. What did she say? First. I didn't read that. Alyssa was first. Rilmar says a Discord doesn't let you join. You should be able to. You have to connect your YouTube channel, and once you do that, it can take about an hour. So if it's a new thing you're doing, have some patience. It should click in eventually. The elks are interesting. I guess once a year in Sweden, there's a big elk migration where they cross a river, and they stream it for 6 days, I think it is. And Ella and I have been watching that. It's pretty cool watching the elk stream. I like those wild animal live cam things. Like, I used to watch the safari one in Africa all the time in the morning. That was the best way to start my morning, on a little safari. Listen to the guides, and it was cool. It's cool. All right. Well, without any further ado, I think let's jump right in because, tonight what we're going to do is look at Amber's members only live stream from last night. I'm going to recap it for you. I don't have any photos. What do you need photos for? It's Amber sitting there. You've seen it for 10 years. And then we're going to look at her upload from an hour ago, which none of us have seen. We didn't even, excuse me. Hang on 1 second. Goodness gracious. We didn't even watch it in the Discord yet today because, she uploaded at 1 and I'm going live at 2, so there's no point. So we're all going in cold. Some of you are probably gluttons for punishment and watched it anyway. What am I going to say? And I did want to mention that I did change my setup here and my monitors, and I took apart my desk yesterday and all that. So things are not quite exactly. So if things look a little off, I apologize. I changed some stuff and I'm trying to get it right. The lighting is bothering me right now. It's just not right. It's too bright? Yeah, maybe that's better, yeah? I don't think the gold one is right. Let's see. Oh, yikes. I guess that one looks natural. I don't know. Will do. Anyway, I have a coffee. I have backup coffee. And I also have a delicious hydrating roar today because recapping the live streams is a lot of talking. A lot of talking. It looks okay. Thank you, Vanessa. Atalanta. Dainty Bush says I did watch it. See, I know some of you are monsters. Is he splunking? No, he's just sitting over there right now. He's not doing anything. What are you doing? You should get in your get in your frame, or come over here. But just standing in the middle of the floor where there's no cameras isn't doing anybody any good. Come here, Bo. Come here. Come here. Cats, what are you going to do? As soon as I ignore him, he'll come over. All right, Amberlynn's members live stream. If you're in the Discord, we like to start out by watching Teen Mom 2. We're rewatching Teen Mom 2 because trash TV deserves a little warm up with other trash TV. So we left our teen mums and we got in the cars and we went over to Lainey's living room and we settled in to watch the live stream. I got to tell you, I might have missed some parts, and definitely at the end, I was nodding off to sleep because it was boring. But somehow, even though it was boring, I still have pages and notes because, Amber is Amber. So, forgive me if I've missed some stuff. I kind of forgot in the beginning that I was taking notes because, 420. So I might have missed her saying hello to everybody individually. She complained about tooth pain. She said her tooth was hurting her, and she blamed the chat because last week, I guess the post from Erica mentioned her cracked tooth, and then she mentioned that in the live stream, and then some people in the live stream were just filling her chat with tooth emojis. So she said, "Oh, isn't it weird that you guys were all talking about teeth last week, and now my tooth hurts?" And I thought, no, bitch, it's not weird. It's a cracked tooth. You probably have a cavity. That's not weird. That's biology, right? And then lots of people in the chat were telling her good things. I didn't write them down. I don't really care or remember them all. Like, oh, I had a baby, I got engaged, all this like happy news, happy life news. And she's like thrilled to death that it was such a warm and embracing place of good energy. Like she's just, the universe is smiling on me. Then she started crying for no reason. I honestly don't know why she started crying. It wasn't a long cry, but she just got all weepy for a minute and then stopped. They started talking about Beck, because Beck made that video, which we did not cover in depth because so much happened over that couple of days. But Beck made in my opinion, was an amazing video taking accountability for everything that has ever come up. Beck even went way back into that. There's that clip about the monkey, like there was some racism monkey stuff in the past. Beck not only took accountability, Beck found the clip and put it in their video to own that. So, I thought Beck did a really good job of taking responsibility for all their crap. And then I kind of got the impression they're going to leave the Amberverse or just continue on with their own channel, whatever Beck seems to be done. But Amber didn't think that video was showing any accountability at all. She just said she got quite upset. She said it was just excuse after excuse. Beck was not showing any accountability. And quite frankly, I don't think we watched the same video because Beck was not giving excuse after excuse. Beck was just putting it out there, being really mature, without drama or tea or any. It was just really good. It was just a really good. Again, we didn't cover it, but props to Beck. It was one of the best accountability videos I've ever seen on YouTube. I got to say that. Let's say that. I'll even say that. Again, Beck's not a saint. Beck does shit wrong too. And guess what? Two things can exist at once, right? So I'm not canonizing Beck. I'm saying that video, Beck took responsibility and accountability for their actions in a way that people generally don't do, and I applaud them for that. So there's that. Amber literally laughed out loud at Beck saying that they've grown and they've changed. I think, because they were talking about I guess years ago, Beck posted a picture of their ex's shitty underwear and made some jokes about it or something. And Amber says, no, Beck hasn't changed at all, because talking about the wiping is literally the same thing as that. So she said, how has she changed? She's doing literally the same thing today that she did 10 years ago. Okay. I'm so Canadian. Oh, I know. Yeah, but it's good. I don't mind. I'm Canadian. I'm Canada-Rican. I'm Canada-Rican. I want to have dual citizenship and be Canada-Rican. All right, so she laughed at Beck for a while, and then, oh God, somebody asked her, what's your favorite Lynn? And she's like, oh my God, what's my favorite Lynn? Oh, I know. I mean, so after a few things, she came up with that her favorite Lynn was anything sexual. Like finger Lynn is her favorite Lynn. Yeah, I said it. Because I heard it and you have to hear it too. Amberlynn's favorite Lynn is sexy Lynn, preferably finger Lynn. That's her favorite Lynn. In case you needed to know. I don't know what your favorite Lynn is. She's ridiculous. And then she started, I just wrote down bone in question marks. I don't remember what bone she was referring to, but I noticed lately this week she's referring to the bone a lot, like not the bone, not like the D, like sympathy bone, but she won't say sympathy bone. She'll say, "Oh yeah, my patience bone is gone," or my, like she's using bone a lot, and I'm like, personally, as the one for whom the sympathy bone comment was born out of, you don't get to use bone to be cute, Amber. It's not cute. You have no sympathy bone. That's what it is. That's the only bone you get to talk about. I'm gatekeeping bones. Okay, I gotta say, this is something she said, and I hate that I fucking agree with her, but I actually had this thought. Somebody asked her about Alexis. I know, sympathy bone merch. Why haven't I done that yet? Okay, I wrote it down. It'll happen now. I'm also working on tree stump merch. I don't know if anybody would buy that, but it just cracks me up. Anyway, so she starts talking about Alexis, because as you know or might not know, Val says, who is Alexis again? Alexis is so unimportant. Some of you might have forgotten. Just a picture of Sully. Well, I wonder if my hectic t-shirt, my hectic t-shirt is better than any hectic thing she could design. Make stickers? Yeah, I guess I could. Do you guys like stickers? I just never think of making them. Alexis is Amber's friend from a year ago. Sorry, I'm easily distracted today. They were friends. They were intimate, working on maybe a relationship. It didn't work out. They became friends. You know Alexis. Alexis has been making videos spilling tea, making bad AI music, claiming it's not AI music, whatever. So Alexis made a video a few days ago basically saying, I'm done. I'm leaving this part of YouTube. I'm not going to talk about Amberlynn Reids, and I'm done, right? Yes to stickers? Okay. I'll put all the stickers. I'll make a sticker. Every design I have, I'll make stickers of. They're cheaper too, right? So that's more fun. You want a ban Val sticker? I was thinking of doing t-shirts of the emojis. Like, we have some pet emojis from the Discord that we really like. And I thought, what about an emoji line? Emoji. An emoji line, like Amber says. And we could put one on each t-shirt. Like this one with the arrow. I use that 1,000 times a day. Anyway, back to Amber. Alexis. So she's all pissed off. Ah! My ring light just fell. Oh, my camera did too. Damn it. I knew that cat. I knew it was going to fall. Hang on. Stupid light. My ring light fell down, go boom. Oh my God, this is going to be a nightmare. Can you get up here and amuse the people while I fix the light? Because I don't want to stick my boobs in the camera. So I'm going to turn this camera off for a minute. You're going to hang with me. Because I'm not Amber. I'm not sticking my boobs in the camera. Hang on. All right, hang on while we fix this. This is hectic. Penelope, what are you talking about? This is fucking oh my God, it's hecticana. Oh my God, it's hecticana. Oh my God, it's so hecticana. But then we got to move this. Oh, this is better here, I think. Okay. What are those lines now? That's weird. There's something weird going on. Okay, anyway, sorry. I'm not showing my boobs any more than just because they're there. They're there. I'm going to put the camera underneath them. You didn't see nothing. I know. All right, Alexis. So basically, let's go back to this point. She's talking about Alexis. I'm going to have to deal with this nightmare of a lamp. You're just going to have to deal with this crazy setup for today. I don't know what else to do. I don't like this. This bothers me. Oh, for Christ's sake. I'll stop frigging around any minute now, I promise you. But now I can't see the live sign. Now I got to do this. Amber basically says Alexis quit YouTube and talking about her because she cannot take the heat. And then she kind of laughed and she said, the Snork plushie is gone to BC to live with Snork. I sent it to Snork. She's not wrong. She says all these people come out against her to say shit. I'm sorry. I'm so bothered by this setup. They all come out to say things against her. They start these YouTube channels. They try and make some money. But then as soon as things switch and the heat turns onto them, they piece right the fuck out. And I got to tell you, she's not wrong. I was thinking that yesterday. Right? These people think they're going to destroy her. They come out and make a few videos, and then Reddit and the farms turn on them because, let's be real, Reddit and Kiwi Farms don't like anybody. They hate everybody equally. It's not, it's fine. You got to know, in Amber world, if you get big, you're going to fall too. You're not just going to be carried around on people's shoulders forever. That's not how the Amberverse works. Eventually, they're going to pick at you and find stuff too. So that's what they've done with all of Amber's haters. Penelope, thank you for the super chat. Penelope says, you have literally given me the anxiety and my mentals can't handle this. I have to go to Petaluma, California. Thank you for the super chat, Penelope. Exactly. They don't discriminate on who they hate. It's all fair game. They hate everybody equally. You know, even the most popular creators in the Amberverse have snark threads. Like, there's no getting away from being hated in the Amberverse, even if you're loved, and nobody's really loved. So, quite frankly, being ignored is the best thing that could happen. Sort of. Fluffy, thank you for your member. 2 months, Fluffy. Terrible twos now. Look out for Flufferstein. Nothing gonna be nothing but trouble now. But she's true. Now, she included Zachary Michael in this, and Zachary Michael is not one of those people who couldn't take the heat and left. That's not what Zach's mental health break was about. So, Amber, you can take a seat on Zach, but I will agree, Beck, Alexis, Erica, like all the people who come out to destroy her with all their hot tea, immediately they get the crowd turns on them, and then they shut the fuck up. You know who hasn't shut up in 10 years? Amberlynn Reids, and the hate has been harder on her than on anybody else. So, she was kind of tooting her own horn there for a minute, and I thought, I don't necessarily agree with you, but it's kind of true. It's kind of true. It's 2 years, not 2 months. Kai, 2 years? I'm very sorry. Fluffy, 2 years. 24 months. Didn't I say 24 months? Anyway. Oh, and then she goes on and on and on, of course. Oh, God. She's done some wrong, too. But, see, this is narcs. The things that they do wrong are just cute and little, and it's not as important. Okay, yeah, but I did that little thing wrong, but no, right? So that's what she's doing. Yeah, she's done some stuff wrong, but she gets treated like crap, and she puts up with it all. But if she ever did get a real job, she's still never going to quit YouTube because she loves it that much. That's how much she loves it. That she loves it so much that she will stand there and let people shit and piss all over her and treat her like shit because she loves it. Why do you not want to leave YouTube? I don't understand. If all you get is that kind of hate, I don't understand. I don't get it. I mean, I get you need the money. I get that. I'm stuck here and I can't leave YouTube. I get that for her, but I don't get anyway. People start asking her, "Hey, Alex, 32 months." Alex is a quiet old timer. Alex P. Rabbit. I always notice your name though. I always notice you here. You're quiet, but you're not invisible. Let's say that you're not unseen. Somebody asks her about Alexis's new girlfriend, because there's a lot of people talking about Alexis's new girlfriend looks just like Amber. They're very similar. They're both big round girls. They're both brunette. They've got moon faces, and they wear the Shih Tzu haircut. They look very heavily filtered. I will say Alexis's new girlfriend looks like the cuter, younger version of Amber. But Amber says she can't see it, aside from that they have, they do like to wear similar hairstyles. She doesn't see it. She doesn't know what people are talking about at all. She says that girl is like 300 pounds. She's way smaller than me. Like, it's not all about the numbers of the poundages, right? She said maybe she's a skinny version of me. And then she said, well, it just makes perfect sense because Alexis crushed on her so hard, you guys. And Alexis never got over never really getting with Amber. So it just makes perfect sense, you guys, that she would find a girlfriend that looks exactly like Amber. Although, Amber, I don't think you'd like to hear that it really is the younger, prettier version of you, but okay. Oh, she goes on here a little bit about, when Alexis was talking about the phone sex, Amber likes to refer to as tone pecs because, she is an adult. I guess Alexis said Amber initiated that or something. I don't really care about the details, but Amber was quite upset that she was being blamed for initiating that. And she went on to tell us, here's another good one, guys. She went on to tell us that even if she is really horny, Even when Amberlynn Reid is really horny, she's not going to instigate sex. She's not. It's up to you. And I thought, well, that tracks, because you think you're just a dainty little submissive girl. She thinks she's a 1950s housewife, I think, in her head. Like, she really has those gender roles in her head, I think. She's the girl one, and the partner is the boy one. I think she really thinks that archaic way of thinking. It seems to be that way in how she talks about her relationships and stuff. You know, like, she's got to be the one that gets proposed to. She would never even entertain the thought of proposing to a partner. Oh, no, that's too masculine for her. She's so feminine and dainty. I think she really has those old-fashioned gender role bullshit in her head. I think she does. Alexis, ... debate, fate. Oh, right. She goes like this. You know, she's bitching about Alexis. So she goes, yeah, because, you know, so Alexis, and she goes, wait a second. Should I say this out loud? I don't know if I should really say anything. Like, stop that. You're going to see, we know you're going to say it. You see, he just fucking went like a rocket ship under that blanket. That was funny, real. So she debated, you know, should I say it? I don't know if I should say it. And then she goes, well, let's see. She said all kinds of shit about me. So, okay, I'll say it. Alexis was doing a lot of acid. Okay, Alexis was doing acid. And every time she'd do acid, she'd get horny. And she'd want to talk dirty to me on the phone. She did acid all the time, you guys. Alexis did acid. I know, it's horrific. Come up here and talk to us. And then she said, oh, but one night when she was really high on acid and she was all horny, did I tell you that she did acid? I was really drunk and we just started doing it at the same time. Do you blame him for going demon mode during a story like this? So apparently Amber, I guess she has a problem with people dropping acid. That was my takeaway there, is like she thought she was dropping some big thing. You know, I've done acid. It's not really it's not MDMA. You generally don't want to be, okay, perfectly transparent. I'm going to be perfectly transparent. I certainly don't do it anymore. I'm way too old for that, but I did that drug a lot. And it's not a drug that you want to have sex on. I guarantee you. You know, in the last half hour when you're coming down, there is a tactile thing that I think is similar to MDA, but I never did ecstasy. That was never my thing. And I know they call it, you know, you like touching and loving and all that. But that's like just the very end of acid. So I don't know. I don't know what she's saying here. Acid, you don't really want to be. I can't imagine. Anybody who's done acid, I think you would probably agree with me. I don't find acid as a drug that people generally want to be having sex. Does it happen? Sure, it can. And you might be somebody for whom it affects you that way. Drugs affect everybody differently. But generally speaking, acid's not known as that kind of drug. It just isn't. So this is a weird story for me, unless maybe just maybe she called her every time she was like on their way down from her trip or whatever. I don't know. And again, Rat Bat, I agree with you. I can't imagine calling a friend and talking like that. It's weird. But then remember, we seem to think that Alexis had a crush on Amber, right? So, you know, maybe she was being flirty. I don't know. He's going nuts. Oh my God, Carly, I'm sorry. That would be horrific. I'm not recommending it. You know, do what you want or don't do what you want. You're adults. That's all I'm going to say. It's illegal. I'll say that. I'm not recommending. Oh God, it gets worse. You guys, it's going to get worse. He knows, and that's why he's howling. He knows. So she also said that when Alexis was high on acid, she used to send her pictures of her vajinky. I know, I'm sorry. I don't like to use words like that normally either. I know. I can't help it. I have to recap the damn thing. It's what she said. I can't help it. Do you want to eat? Want that $100 fucking cat food? Then you gotta let me talk about the vajinky stuff. Sorry. So apparently, Alexis sent unsolicited vajinky pictures to Amber. She did use the word vajinky many times. Please don't knock the pictures down, Rio. He does not like this conversation. And then they asked her about the word vajinky, and she giggled, and I swear to God, he's going to knock that picture down. Can you just come down, please? You're very distracting. I did notice that after she talked about it, she does the giggle, and she does exactly the Chantal giggle. She giggles exactly like Chantal. Like, I don't know how they do it, but that kind of... Did I miss a Laney super chat? Laney super chat. Laney, 26 months. Thank you for your super chat, Laney. Laney says, poor Rio is voicing his suffering. He is. He is. Thank you, Ella. Ophelia knows. Ophelia had 2 Siamese cats. She knows what they're like. Oh, and then after that whole story, she says she's not judging anybody who does acid. And I thought, really? That entire story was a judgment. You just told an entire... You can't say that. You don't get to do that. And just tack something on the end and it excuses what you said. It's just, it doesn't work like that. You were judging. It's fine. Own it. Oh, she's so fucking excited, you guys. Oh my God. There's a new Lego in the building. Another new Lego. She is so excited. And it's Lego brand. Guys, it's the brand name. The brand name is the best one. It's the brand name. And she's got it. She's got it. She hasn't picked it up yet, but it's coming. She's got another one to put in the monster pile of unopened Legos that she has. She didn't even tell us what it was. She just said she was excited, and it's a new one. And she was very excited to tell us that it was indeed the Lego brand. You know, there's a lot of knockoff brands, but last time she was showing us a knockoff brand, she said, this is as good as the real Lego. And now they're not. Now she's back to the brand names. But we know she's one of those label girls, right? Oh, and then she gets back to Alexis. Oh, I guess she took some offense at the fact that Alexis says that Amber was not supportive of her music. And then Amber pulls it. And then Amber says, absolutely says it's AI. Which it probably is, but let's see, can we get more Rio? There's a better Rio shot. Oh, and then she shows us some stupid text from her phone where I guess Alexis sent her songs and Amber's telling her they're good. And this is her big proof. And then, yeah, music is a strong word, Jasmine and Ella, you're right. I have to take a little... If Jace was here, he'd be proud of me for hydrating. It's a lot of talking. It is a new one. I think it's a new one. Yeah, Lucy, exactly. She was so excited, she kept checking the tracking on her phone during the stream. It's like, you don't have to do that. And then somebody said, you don't have to do that. You're on a live stream. And she said, well, no, but I just got the notification. I thought, you don't have to check your notifications while you're streaming. Amber, it's 9:30 at night where you are. Nothing that important is going on. But that leads into an AI conversation. They start asking her about the voice messages and if they're AI or not. I gotta tell you, there's not much in the Amberverse that bores me more than if these fucking voice memos are AI or not. I don't care. I don't care. I think a lot of people have now come down to the general consensus that most of them are real and 1 or 2 of them might be AI. but we can't even prove that it's her. It could be the person sending it that's using the AI voice. So I guess really the takeaway from all of that is, who fucking cares? It doesn't matter. But there was a big conversation about the AI voice notes. Lucy, you worked at Farm Boy? I love Farm Boy. I do hate working at grocery stores, so I get you, but it is good. This shit is so good, I'm telling you. It's gluten-free, it's vegan, it's keto-friendly. It's got electrolytes, vitamins, and 20 calories. And it's full of flavor. That stuff is great. So she says the same thing. They might have been AI, but it might not have been her. She said she thought one was AI, but she spoke to them and she asked them. She was texting with the person who sent the voice memo. And then she goes on, she reads the whole text conversation. I don't know, it was boring, but whatever. Honestly, I don't care. I don't care. You can't see Farm Boy without thinking of Foodie. Was Foodie a Farm Boy shopper? Foodie, well, back in the old days when Foodie was cooking and when she lived in Ontario, she was a reasonably good cook. It wouldn't surprise me that she'd beat it. Whole Foods is nice, but it's overpriced. I worked at Whole Foods. I hate that store. The chat at this point is now telling her, can you please stop trying to prove shit? We don't care. Because she's going on and on about the fucking AI voice messages. And they're begging her to stop. And she says, she can't, it's just exhausting having to prove myself all the time. It's just exhausting, but I just can't stop doing it. Okay. You're stealing the show today, my man. That's fine, because you can look at his beauty while we talk about Amber, and then it's not quite as bad. That's my purse. I don't know you. That's a funny name. Jasmine says Mr. Man's sitting so attentively after going demon mode. Well, yeah, he didn't go demon mode. That's not him. It's another Siamese cat in the house. Right? Ceiling time. I don't know why she got up. She came back and she said she had to do something for Twinkie. And she actually said, I wrote this line down. Oh my God, you guys, I got up so fast. That was crazy. I'm like, can you imagine? Your life is so small that you actually clock how quickly you get up from the couch and count it as an accomplishment of sorts. Oh my God, I got up so fast. It was crazy. It was like Olympic. That's my first. I don't know you. No, it was the second time she was so out of breath. We noticed it at the same time, Coco. Oh, then we have a session of her squeaking at the pets in her high-pitched voice that just about makes my ears bleed. And I can't even do it as a joke to impersonate her because I can't reach those kind of levels. She reaches a pitch that I swear only dogs can hear. I don't know how she talks to her animals like that. I prefer to use a lower tone voice with him. To me, it seems more soothing than screeching at him. But, to each their own. Twinkie backwards sneeze. Oh, yeah, she says, look, Twinkie made a backwards sneeze. I don't know what that is. Do any of you dog owners know what a backwards dog sneeze is? I wrote it down because I thought I've never heard that before. I don't know what that is. A backwards dog sneeze. I don't know. Maybe you can tell me. It's called reverse sneezing. Lots of dogs do it. You guys have dogs. What is it? Backwards cough. Why are your dogs all backwards? What's going on? Oh, okay. It's just a weird noise they make. I assume it's an in sound instead of an out sound. Okay, well, Twinkie has that. I wasn't doubting it. I just don't know what it is. I'm a cat owner. Cats don't really, they don't sneeze very often, once in a blue moon. She says, don't come for Choosy. I guess she was talking about Choosy. Oh, and then she goes into mocking Beck for a while again because she's like, you know that victim voice she does? She says, I did stuff for Beck too. Like, there's stuff I did for Beck that I didn't even really want to do, but that's what you do when you're a partner. Like, she's done that fucking voice that she does. Like, I'm telling you, she really hates Beck. Like, she must really. I think Beck has really hurt her. Because Amber doesn't come at Destiny, at Feline, at Tommy with the same energy that she comes at Beck with. Like, she will not let Beck go. It's crazy to me. She doesn't give a shit about Destiny. Because Destiny doesn't care. It's not worth her time, I guess. Oh, and then she's carrying on about how it wasn't lint picking, it was massage. It was therapy massage. She was just massaging me for my anxiety. And, I rubbed her arm all the time. She rubbed her arm all the time, guys. It was equal. People were asking her about the Shrek Outhouse shirt, and she pretended she didn't know what they were talking about. Amber. She's going, Shrek Outhouse shirt, and they kept saying Shrek Outhouse shirt, and then she goes, Shrek shirt? I don't have any Shrek shirts. And then someone wrote Crescent Moon shirt in the chat. She went, oh, yes, the Crescent Moon. I thought, you know exactly what the fuck they're talking about. Don't play that game. And then I write in caps here, it's very that coded, because she said that, I swear to God, 4 times in the live stream. Oh my God, it's very, that coded. I want to reach through the monitor and slap her silly face when she talks like that. It's that coded. That coded. Oh my God, it was so boring, guys, last night. It was so boring. Then someone in the chat has a new kitten, and she spends a lot of time cooing about the new kitten, and they send her pictures, and she's all excited it's a new kitten. And the chatter says, I need you to make a choice for me for the name. Should it be Miso or Milo for the cat? And she goes on and on about, well, Miso is so unique. It's so unique. Milo's cute. Milo is so cute, but Miso is so unique. And I thought, it's really not that unique, but okay. And then eventually she lands on Gumball. They didn't ask her for her idea for a name. They said, can you pick one of these two? Miso, like the soup, exactly, or Milo? And she thinks for a long time and comes up with Gumball. Okay. And then she says, yeah, well, it is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't. And somebody corrects her and says, isn't this expression, it is what it is, and it isn't what, I don't know, but she says it wrong, whatever. It is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't. But the expression is, it is what it is. I don't know, but she says it wrong, and they corrected her. You guys will correct me immediately. I can't remember. And she said, oh, is that how you say it? And she said, I don't know. I don't care. If I'm saying it wrong, I don't care. So she doesn't care. She's just saying it the way she's going to say it. Javi predicted it? What did Javi predict? Because they're not here, so I assume you're talking about an old prediction. I just thought it was funny that as soon as she's corrected on something, she has to say, she doesn't say, oh, is it that way? Thank you for teaching me the right way to say it. She says, is it? Oh, I don't care. I'll say it the way I want. It ain't what it ain't. Thank you, Penelope. It is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't. And she says, it is what it is. And I don't know. She says it wrong. I can't remember. God help me. She talks about having a big family and having a lot of cousins because that's how families work. That's how families work. You all have a lot of cousins. And then people were going, I don't have cousins. I have one cousin. Like, what are you talking about? That's not how every family works. Like, that's not. Why are you making people feel bad for not having big families? I guess is what they were saying to her. And then people in the chat were also saying, if you have such a big family with so many cousins, why were you in foster care? Why did not a single one of your relatives want to take you in? And I thought, ooh, oops, that's a good point. Like she says she's got 20 cousins or something, like where none of these people wanted to help out when she was a kid. And I thought, that's interesting. I have 2 cousins. It's an Ave expression. She shouldn't be using it anyway. Whatever. I'm not going to get into that. She says it wrong. Whatever it's from, she says it wrong. Yeah, and the best part of the family is how much they love her. That's the best part of being in a family, is how much you get to get loved. I thought, of course it is. Of course it is. Oh, good Lord. Somebody told her she looked like Laura Croft. What? What Laura Croft are you looking at? Because I don't think it's the same one that I've seen, because the one I've seen doesn't really look a lot like Amber. Laura Croft. Because of her braid. Because of her little sad, skinny ass braid. Laura Croft. They told her she looked like Laura Croft. And she didn't know who that was. And then she had to look it up and she was thrilled. And then she said, God, are my braids that cute? You guys really love them. Are they that cute? Yes, Amber. Your braids are that cute. Amberlynn Jolie is really who we who is it? Is it Angelina Jolie? Or is it Amberlynn Reid? I don't know. I can't tell. They both have braids, I guess. And then she carries on about how getting older is so hectic, you guys. Oh my God, it's hecticana. I'm getting so old. It's so hectic. I bet you want to get old. Oh, at this point in the chat, somebody says to her, hey, Amber, Zachary Michael just uploaded. Zachary Michael's back. Well, took that non-obsessed bitch about 32 seconds to pull up Zachary Michael's video on her phone. But she's not obsessed, you guys. I'm not obsessed. He has a whole channel about me, okay? It really, like, seriously, she was talking about it for a minute, and then I went over to pull it up because she talked about his hair being a different color. So I wanted to pull it up to see what color his hair was. And when I pulled up the video, it had been uploaded for 7 minutes. And she had already been talking about it for about 5 minutes. So it took her less than 2 minutes to pull up that video. But she's not obsessed because he has a whole channel about her. So that means she's not obsessed. Except, Amber, he has a job and you have an obsession, and that's a very different thing. So she got all excited. She was like visibly excited. And she said, should we react? Should we react? You know, which would be perfect if she was actually a reactor. But, I don't know. There's some bad reaction. There's some Amberlynn channels that are really fucking embarrassingly bad reactors and probably should really just stop doing reactions and go back to other content. But Amberlynn is still worse. Amberlynn is still worse. She denies being obsessed with him, again, because, of course, he has a whole channel and she doesn't. Then she gets all excited to time out someone named Caroline in the chat. And she's giggling about, I don't know why I just time her out and I don't block her. I just block her, and I just time her out and I don't know why. And everybody goes, money. Amber, she pays you $10 a month, but okay. And then she does reacting to Zachary Michael now becomes the live stream. The whole live stream becomes reacting to Zachary Michael. Now, does she put Zachary Michael up on the screen to react to him? No. Does she open up her laptop and film herself looking at the laptop like she used to do in the old days? Oh, no. No. The reaction we get is her watching YouTube on her phone. She doesn't show us the phone. We can't see the video. We can hear him. So she basically just sits and listens. She doesn't really do much reacting. She says she needs to speed him up because he's so boring. And I thought, girl, we've been new. Now, my takeaway from this is there's something weird going on. I don't know what she's planning in her little convoluted, manipulative con artist brain, but she was being so incredibly kind to Zachary Michael last night, and patient and understanding and relating with him. Like, I don't know what the fuck was going on, because it was over the top. Now, she didn't react to Zachary Michael. She would let it play for a long time and just look away thoughtfully and make faces. And then she'd pause it and talk about herself for 5 minutes. And then she'd go back to the video and let Zach talk. And as soon as he'd say a word that would trigger her thoughts, like he might say emotional, and she'd pause it. I'm emotional too, and it's because of my past, and I was in foster care, and I'm so emotional, and I got beat. Like, that's all the reaction was. She'd play it, she'd pause, and talk about herself for 5 minutes. It was unbelievable. It was like the worst thing I've ever seen. But she was really, really kind to him. Like, she was always relating. Anything he said, oh yeah, that's right. He said that. That's right, because I me, Zach. Oh, Zach said that. Oh yeah, because I me. It was ridiculous. She said she's twinning with him. She makes it all about her. Yeah, her whole thing was, oh yeah, did he just say that? Well, I can relate because I'm na. The whole fucking, that was her whole reaction. The whole reaction. And I'm going to tell you, she was quite pleased with that. She thought she did a fantastic job. She talks about it later on. She said somebody sent her a screenshot from his Discord where he said something about, she had uploaded something and he said, oh, I wish, it's a shame I'm away. I would have loved to react to that. And she took that as, see, he's not really taking a break. He's still stalking me and all that stuff. And I thought, is somebody sending you a screenshot from Zach's Discord, or are you in Zach's Discord? You never know. I don't think she'd have the patience. I don't know. Who knows with her? Yeah, she heard him say that he missed reacting, so she took that as that's all about her, of course. And then Zachary Michael admits he's sometimes nice. Oh, she admits that he's sometimes nice, but basically overall his channel is so negative, and she really is really heartbroken for him because she doesn't understand how he can do this to his mental health every day when his channel is just about hate all the time. Like, how can you do that every day? Just get up and build hate all the time, every day, all the time. It's got to be bad for his mentals. Yeah, that's what you're concerned about, you stupid runt. And then she started blocking some more members. I wrote, she's kissing Zachary Michael's ass. Like, I don't know what. She was so nice to him. So nice to him. And the chat tells her to stop this reaction thing because she's not reacting. It's stupid. We're just literally listening to Zachary Michael's video and then pausing and listening to her talk about herself. It was ridiculous. So they're telling her, just stop. Can you please stop? And she says, you're the only, the person in the chat that was asking her to stop. She says, no, you are literally the only one who doesn't want to hear this. So no, I won't be stopping. It really wasn't just the one person. I gotta say, there was more than one person asking her to stop. It was horrible. And she paused Zachary to talk about her bipolar disorder for a while because, we haven't heard about her BPD. We haven't heard about her BPD in a while. So she had to stop and tell us about that. Did you know, by the way, that Amberlynn Reids has BPD? It makes her highly emotional, and it makes it hard for her to control her emotions. She has the BPD. In case you didn't know, oh, you know what? She's also a lesbian. She says, why does he get to talk about his mentals, but when I try and talk about my BPD, I get criticized. But Zachary Michael's allowed to talk about his mental health, and it's just not fair, you guys. Yeah, because God, you don't see anything properly. She says Zachary Michael's content is all depressing and all about her. And she really supports him in putting his mentals first, because she just doesn't know how he can do it when everything he does is so depressing and hateful all the time. How does he do it? She says she just cares about him. She doesn't know why, but she just does, okay? She cares about him, and she's not obsessed. She cares about Zachary Michael. Oh, then we get into some really good crying here. Then we get into breaking right down because we're getting right into the mentals now. I'm going to have to refill my coffee. So she's so concerned about poor Zachary Michael's mental health that, it just makes her, of course, think about her own mental health, and then all that breaks her heart. Because really, there's nobody that feels sadder for Amber than Amber. Poor Amber. She tells us a story. Now, trigger warning here if you need a trigger warning about people ending their lives. You might want to pause for 2 minutes. It's a quick story. Amberlynn tells about... This is one of the things that makes her feel so... God, it's heartbreaking for her. She was once telling somebody a story. And no, it wasn't a story. She was talking to somebody, and she was really, really upset, and she wanted to end her life. And the person looked at her dead in the eye and said, why don't you just go Google it and figure out how? And that, of course, made her weep. How could somebody be that cold? What a literal monster they are. And I thought, my mom used to tell a story when I was like 3 or 4. We lived in Vancouver, and she got very depressed. She was away from all her friends. It was raining all the time, whatever, narcissist depression. So she actually went to therapy, not for narcissism, but for depression. And I'll never forget the story she told me where she hated the doctor because she said she was sitting on the other side of his desk and she was weeping, telling him her story, her sad, sad tale. And all he did was push a box of Kleenex across his desk and say, are you done now? And that is exactly what I thought of when she told that story. I thought, yeah, because the person could see right the fuck through you, and they knew that wasn't real. That was just for attention. I think that's exactly what it was. Listen, that therapist dealt with a narcissist in the best possible way. I did that once too in a relationship. Some stupid guy threatening to do that and threatening to take my cat. And I said, okay, you know what, you son of a bitch, do it. And I walked out. Came back 10 minutes later, he was sitting on the floor crying. I knew he wasn't going to do it. Exactly, manipulation. That doctor saw through my mom just like this person saw right through Amberlynn Reids. So, that's a sad story for somebody that was really in that position, but I think anybody that's really making that cry out in a serious way, people around them wouldn't dismiss it quite as easily, right? So it's not, that story isn't funny for anybody else. It's a story because I don't think she was really. But yeah, I just thought immediately of my Joan story when she told that one. I was like, I know exactly what happened there. She's crying about how similar her and Zach are. Oh yeah, her and Zach are similar now. They're the same. They're literally the same person. So she was crying about that. And then I guess in Zach's video, he talks about going back to this art class he was taking or something. And she's like, oh my God, I just love that for him. I love that for him. He just really needs to get outside of himself sometimes. Like she's giving Zach mental health advice. Oh, and then she goes back to this one. I cry for my childhood where my dad would beat my mom. And she's got trauma and BPD from that. I mean, I'm sure she does. If that's a true story, that's horrible. But she uses it for attention and sympathy bone. Like, that's a horrible thing for a child. No child, even tubby little Amberlynn Reid shouldn't have had to go through that. It's horrible. But she just uses everything for self-pity so much. I am so, I lived with a fucking narcissist for 60 years, and I'm telling you, self-pity just, I find it so revolting. I just find it revolting now. She says, oh yeah, because she has because she used to have to watch her father beat her mother. And of course, she would jump up on her father and try and stop him, but she couldn't. And she's just a little girl. And again, if that was true, that is fucking horrific. But you don't get to, you don't use it for sympathy later on in self-pity. That's what's distasteful about the story, is how she's using it. She goes on to tell us that absolutely everything, any kind of pain she has, hurts like a death. It's a literal death for her. And then she bawls for a while. Oh, and then she kind of clean. What am I doing? I said I wasn't going to cry this time. Yeah, we all know. And then she says, oh, you think this is bad? You should see what I do at therapy. Okay. And then immediately stops crying to check her makeup and make sure she looks okay. Tears are all gone. Somebody tells her to splash cold water on her face. I don't know why I wrote that down. Mid-reaction stops to comment on her low likes. Who is she talking about? There was somebody she was talking about, and she was giggling because they only had a few likes on their video. And then I thought, see, this is funny because it's very telling. She said she started comparing it to her members-only live stream. She says, again, I don't know why I have 600 members, but I only get 40 likes on my members. Yeah, because you don't have 600 members, sweetie. And yeah. So she was very eyeing on the likes. And then as soon as she started talking about it, it went up. People are officially clicking it because she reminded them. Now, I will say it's true when I'm in a live stream, when they say click the like button, I'll often go, oh shit, I forgot to click the like button and do it later. But I don't think there's 560 people forgetting to click the like button. So she was very happy to see somebody else that was live that had low likes because she has low likes. Reacting to her is bad for him. Then she's back to Zachary Michael. And she says, reacting to her is really bad for him, and it's bad for his mental health. Because, she said he was so peaceful when he was on his break, and now he's all not peaceful anymore. How she knows he was peaceful on his break, I don't know. Oh, and then Zachary mentions, I guess are they going to cover Amber anymore? And Zach says, I'm not sure. I'm just not sure. I'm going to come back and do 1,000-Pound Sisters and some other stuff. He's not sure if he's going to cover Amber anymore. And her face dropped. I don't think she wants to be alone in the Amberverse with Snowflake, the Ankle, and Jordy, and Korea, like the people who are so hard on her. And then I think Zachary Michael was kind of her soft spot to land, because even when he was harsh, he was always fairly kind with her, right? And if she doesn't have him, I don't think she feels like she has any. Look at how often she DMs him. I think she really thinks that, hey, Freya, thank you so much for your member chat. And Freya says 300 people here and 51 likes. Amber a lie. Thank you, Freya. I think it would wound her, Fluffy. I think it would. I'm telling you, her face dropped when he said he might not cover her anymore. I really think that, look at how often she DMs him and stuff. I think she thinks there's a friendship there or some kind of co-working relationship there where he doesn't see that, but I think she does. And I think she's concerned about him leaving. I do. Maybe I'm reading too much into that micro expression, but I don't know. It looked like she wasn't very happy to receive that news. Oh, this was a funny tooth. They start talking about a members trip. Like Amber should go on a trip with some of her members. And she laughs about that like it's just the stupidest, most outrageous thing ever. And how crazy it would be, and where would they be? Where would they go, to Bora Bora or Las Vegas? And like, it's just like the stupidest, weirdest thing. And I thought, well, I'm going on a trip to Costa Rica with mods and subscribers to the channel. It's not that outrageous, Amber. If you have a nice relationship with your community, you get to do things like that. Sadly, you won't. I think for her, that would mean sitting at a table for a meet and greet. Oh, come and meet me and I will sign an autograph. Like, fucking who wants to do a meet and greet? It's dumb. Boring. Remember when the 1,000-Pound Sisters did the meet and greet? That was tragic. That was tragic. I don't want to ever be in that position. Funny though, eh? Crazy idea to go on a trip with some of your subscribers. Yeah. Oh God, we're almost done here. Thank Christ. This is so boring. Then she gets on her phone for a while. I don't know what she was doing. Oh, she's joking about the Vegas trip. Oh, this was a weird moment. She's joking about the trip to Vegas that they're all going to take together, right? And one of the subscribers says in the channel, when she was in Vegas, she was in Vegas once and she was 3 years old and she was molested by an older man in Vegas when she was 3. Why you want to drop that in the chat on YouTube? I don't know, but she did. And Amber giggled about it like it was some kind of hot tea. Oh my God, spill the tea, girl. It was really a weird little moment. It went by quick, but it was just weird. Then she starts justifying her bingo costs. We go into a big bingo section here. I mean, why you'd be letting your 3-year-old walk around Vegas without an eye on them, I don't know. That's besides the point. So she starts justifying, like, oh yeah, I spend money on bingo, but I win so much. So it's really like, it doesn't even cost me anything because I win all the time because I'm so good at bingo. And then everybody loves bingo. Everybody loves bingo, guys. Do y'all love bingo? I mean, I don't hate bingo, but I could care less about bingo. And it's certainly not how I'm spending my weekends at a damn bingo hall. I mean, power to you if you do, but it's not like the most exciting thing a 30-year-old person can be doing. Then she starts talking about her friend. Remember, she met a friend at bingo, and the first week she couldn't sit with that friend because the smoking section. And then the second week she sat with her friend. Now her friend sits with her now, and she says they're gonna. Oh my God, it's almost like a real friend, you guys. It's like we sit together now at bingo, and we even talked about going to eat before bingo and then going to bingo together instead of just meeting there. It's like a real friend. It's like a real friend. And then she talks about how hard it is to meet real friends when you're an adult. And yes, it is, but it is quite a bit harder when you just sit on your kids. You know, I find that none of them come in your apartment to meet you. Very few of them actually come right in your front door to meet you if you don't get off the couch once in a while. But she's got a real friend, you guys. It's a real friend. It's not about anything to do with YouTube. Oh, then she goes on and on about how her mom eats the same way she does because she sticks her tongue out when she puts the fork in her mouth and all the things that she does that's so cute. See, her mom does them. So she says, oh my God, it's almost as if the time I spent with my mom before I went to foster care, like things imprinted on me then. And are you this stupid that you think that if you don't understand that, like, from 0 to 5 or 6 is some pretty formative fucking years in your life, Amber? What the hell is wrong with you? Again, I'm going to have to say you're as dumb as a tree stump. I got no other answers. I just come back to tree stump. Stupid. Then she talks a lot about food. That's when I was literally nodding out. She's just talking about food she likes, food they like. Let's eat food. That's what I wrote down here. Food. They ask her if she's ever going to do a public live again, and she says, oh yeah, she should probably get that done. So I guess she will be doing a public live again at some point. Now, we got one more bad thing here before we get to the final thing, and we're almost done, so strap in for this one. Part of the food talk then leads to the conversation of one of her favorite meals, which, as we know, is seafood boil. She choked on good old seafood boil, and then she crapped her pants. It's time to do another TikTok dance. It's a scary meal for her. She almost died, but she still loves it, despite how scary it is. Now, people were talking, it's very messy. Seafood boil is very messy. And she had to tell us that, how she likes to eat seafood boil because it is very messy. Okay, this is Hecticana, by the way. She likes to take off her shirt. Amberlynn eats her garbage bag, family-sized portion of seafood boil with her titties out. Okay? I don't think I have to add any more descriptors for that. I think you can cover that on your own. I don't think I want to go, sometimes it's fun, but I don't think I want to go any deeper into that. I think I'm going to leave that for you. My suggestion was maybe perhaps wear a bib. Many seafood restaurants, people wear bibs because the food is messy, but no. Here's my titties. Here's my seafood. Here's my titties. Here's my seafood covered in butter. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say about that. What did Freya say? God, why have you forsaken us? That's funny. Listen, I didn't need the visual either, Ella, but if it's in my head, then that's what you come here for. Radical garbage. Oh my God, and maybe Tommy too. Yeah, butter on it all. Butter on all of it. Dripping greasy garlic butter all over everything. Anyway, and then we get into the tarot card or oracle card reading. I guess it's not really tarot cards. My least favorite portion of it. Now, at this point, she has got 4 minutes left on the stream, and we know it's 4 minutes because she sets a fucking timer and she watches it. Can you imagine timing your stream? Oh, I'm sorry, guys. It's almost been an hour and 15 minutes, so we're gonna have to wrap it up. Bye. Like, what the fuck? How do you set a timer for a live stream like that? Stupid. So they're asking her if she'll read oracle cards for them, and she's okay because she can't resist the attention. But here's my thing. I think Amberlynn is very conflicted with the oracle cards because on one hand, she adores the attention. The whole chat is lit up going, Amber, pick me, pick me. She loves that, okay? But the problem here is the reading of the oracle card has nothing to do with her. And that, my friends, is very boring. She doesn't want to talk about you. She would like it if they would beg her to do oracle cards for herself. Now, that would be the perfect scenario. But these idiots actually want her to talk about them once in a while. It's repulsive, frankly. So she says, okay, but I've only got 4 minutes left, so they're going to be quick. So what I'm going to do this time is I'm just going to do like generals, just general ones. So she's, okay, here's one. Love. It says love. Okay, ego. This one says love. Who's next? Lucy Pineapple? Conflict. That's all it was for 6 fucking minutes. She didn't even bust out the book this time to read the description of what the card was. It was literally that fast. You got this. You got this. You got this. You got this. Okay, I'm done. I got to go eat. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. She did run almost 3 minutes overtime last night. Almost 3 minutes overtime. I'm telling you, it was hecticana. And that brings the end of the notes for a really boring live stream. That's Amber's live stream. Fascinating. She will not do a minute of overtime, I'm telling you. She'll probably dock it off next week's live, knowing how she operates. Yahara says, Merc, you should match your mods to maple syrup strains. Oh my God. That's perfect. I love that. Oh my God, that is so funny and creative. I love that. Freya says, my boyfriend and I watched season 1 of XL, and that Honora lady was insane, threw everyone's tools in the water. Oh yeah, remember her? That bitch that threw the tools in the water. Miss Tomato Sam says, oh, Miss Tomato Jam, yours says money. All right, without any further ado, I'm just dying because I haven't seen it yet, and I'm so excited. I can't wait to watch the Wednesday live stream. Weigh-in Wednesday. Ripley says, endurance and muscle tone. Oppa. Look who's here. Look who's back. Back again. Amber's back. Go crazy. Rah, 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 rah. Sorry, I forgot you were here for a minute. Where are my headphones? Oh, no. I cleaned up my whole desk yesterday. Oh, right there. It wasn't really an oh, no. There was no need to oh, no. All right, now we're going to watch with great interest. I know you've been waiting with bated breath to see. This is Amberlynn's Weigh-in Wednesday from today. She uploaded it at 1 o'clock. And it's entitled, let me make sure I got the Bluetooth turned on. Again, bear with me. I changed my whole friggin' system and everything's wrong today. It's just all wrong. It's all wrong now. It says connected. Oh, you're muted. Hang on.
Do feel.
Ugh, you're better muted. All right. Let me move over here a little bit. We got Amber. We got Rio, sort of. I guess we're good to go. Why is this being weird? Thank you. You were being weird. All right. Miss Amberlynn Reids, why don't you tell us what's her title today? Opening. Oh, yeah, she's opened right up. Opening up about my health at 500 pounds. Weigh-in episode numero 4. And we're going to drop her quality a little bit because she just doesn't deserve to be high def. Off you go.
Hello. Welcome to a new weigh-in video. So today is Tuesday the 15th. Let's literally get right into the questions. Are you in a lot of pain at this size? I have always been big.
Gotta be.
Even as a kid, I was always the fattest one in the room. That has not changed now. So this means I am used to my size. Like my muscles are like, I am used to this. So no, like I don't have as much pain as what people probably think I have.
I think maybe she's just really become accustomed to she's got to have pain, does she not? I mean, when I was 30, 40 pounds, I don't think I was 40, but if I was 30 pounds overweight, I'm telling you, I couldn't breathe properly. I couldn't cross my legs. That was weird. I don't believe she doesn't have pain. I just don't. What am I doing? Speeding her up. Here. just a little bit. I think she's just so used to the pain she doesn't even notice it anymore, right?
I always catch people thinking I look uncomfortable or I look like I'm in pain. And it's like, I don't feel those things. There have been times in my life, especially at my heaviest, where I had a lot of lower back pain due to my belly, because my belly carries a lot of weight. So it's heavy. So especially at my heaviest, like a lot of back pain. The most pain.
Come on, women with big boobs have back pain, and their boobs are nowhere near the size of that belly. Her back has got to be sore.
I do feel is when I'm grocery shopping. If I'm on my feet for like an hour and a half, the heels on my feet do hurt. I mean, just imagine, I am over 500 pounds. I have very small feet.
And you don't wear proper shoes, girl. Like, get some shoes with some fucking padding and support. You can't be walking around in those Walmart ballet flats.
But for the most part, I'm not in really that much pain. No. As sad as this is, the pain is more mental and emotional. What did you mean by I planned my whole day around this in your What I Ate Today video? So I think they're referring to this clip. All right, you guys, it is time for my first meal. I planned my whole day around this. So some days I like to plan my meals and some days I don't. If I know I'm going to order takeout for a certain day, or if I'm going to go out with my mom, whatever it may be, and I know that there's a certain meal that is a larger amount of calories, then that is the first thing that I log, so that I know, okay, this sushi is 900 calories. Now let me plan my meal around that. It wasn't that I was planning my day, like my activities and what I was doing around the sushi. It was just planning my meals around it. What's a misconception you hear about your lipedema or lymphedema? Without a doubt, there's two things. It's either how much harder it is for me to lose weight, which I'm not going to talk about that because I feel like I talk about that a lot. I'm going to talk about the fact of how much the swelling affects my body and how much easier my body can move just overnight based on my swelling going down. A lot of people think that I'm exaggerating when I say that, like, wow, my breathing is so much better. My walking is so much better. My stamina is so much better. I waddle less when I walk, when I literally.
Amber, the problem is the level at when you think it's better, it's still close to death. Let's be real. When you say your stamina is so good and you're walking so much better, you're still walking beside the path line of death because it's not good. Just because it's better. You know, it's like being happy because you jumped up. Oh my God, I got up so fast. That's not an accomplishment. You're going to die if you don't lose this weight.
Really unswell. And sometimes that literally can just happen overnight. People think I'm exaggerating, and I promise I'm not. I'm so much more mobile when I'm not.
I'm sure to her it feels very dramatic that today she can walk 10 steps and yesterday she can only walk 2. So her stamina is doing great. I think that's what it is. When we hear stamina is doing better, we think of it how it would apply to us, not how it would apply to her. But she's thinking, oh, I could walk 4 steps today instead of 2. I'm doing so much better.
And when I am swollen, it is a lot harder for me to get around. What makes it harder for me to get around is my skin is tighter. It reduces my range in motion around my joints, my ankles, just everywhere. Genuinely, it makes my legs feel like cement, like big concrete cements. And that's why I waddle more. It's harder to. Because
they weigh hundreds of pounds, Amber. Lymphedema, lipedema, whatever, doesn't even matter. Besides, have she not said that she's got it in the one leg? So what's her explanation for the fat on the other leg? Just water? Ocean Lynn is just so full of water that I don't understand. That stuff affects her one leg, as far as I've always understood. It feels like 2 cements. Vanessa, thank you. I heard it and I wanted to comment and I forgot. Her legs feel like a pair of cements. It's just a pair of cements. It's so hard to get around with those cements.
Move my legs. And when I'm swollen, I am more lethargic. I have less energy. I get more tired. And due to the fluid just being everywhere around my body, it makes my breathing.
Ocean Lynn, Vanessa, Ocean Lynn, the fluid's all over her body. This woman is a medical miracle. There is like literally not an ounce of fat on this human being. It's all water weight and lymphedema. If it wasn't for all the water and the lymphedema, she'd be 108 pounds. It's not her fault.
worse. So when I become less swollen, it is because I'm actively losing weight. So if I step on the scale and I see that I'm down 6 pounds, because that was what I said last week, when I was like, yeah, I was down 6 pounds, I was walking around the casino and I felt so much better. And people were like, how does she notice a 6 pound difference in her body at that size? It's because all of those things I just named to you, they diminish and they get.
No, nobody was looking at it like, wow, Amber's so interesting. How does she feel? How is it that Amber can detect just a 6 pound loss and it makes her so dramatic impact on her body? Nobody was asking like that, Amber. Amber, people were saying, you stupid bitch, you can't feel 6 pounds difference. You're 500 pounds. That's what they were saying. They weren't, musing at how miraculous you were.
Less extreme. So when I'm not as swollen, what is happening? It is improving my lymph flow to my body, which then in return, it makes it easier for me to move. I become more flexible.
I'm sorry, what flow? Did she just say her lymph flow? I don't know what she said there. Do you guys know what she said? Let's put titles. Let's put some subtitles on, see if it can catch it. Because I think she just said lymph flow, and I'm not sure what a lymph. As far as I know, the lymph nodes, they just kind of just stay put. I don't think they're flowing. Are my lymph nodes flowing? I got to get that checked.
And they get less extreme. So when I'm not as swollen, what is happening? It is improving my lymph flow to my body, which then in return
it is. Okay, when she's not swollen, the lack of swelling improves the lymph flow to her body, okay?
Makes it easier for me to move. I become more flexible. I'm able to keep up more with everyone else. My breathing gets better. And that cement feeling for when I am swollen, that goes away almost completely when the swelling goes away. Like all of these things become so detrimental when I'm swollen. And then when I lose
videos, all these videos are now is her proving what she's saying. Like these little cutaways with this really stupid fucking graphic are so unnecessary. Like that's just trying to prove something to us. That was.
That swelling, my body becomes
that needs to be an emoji.
My lymph flow is happening and I feel it. It's like,
yes,
you can only understand if you had this disease. People comparing their body to mine, saying, I don't notice a 6 pound loss because you don't have this illness. You don't have this disease, and be grateful for that. When I lose 6 pounds,
it's just basic math. Okay. If someone who's like 400 pounds can't feel a 6 pound loss, then it's even less likely, given the way that physics and math works, it's even less likely that you would feel a 6 pound loss, and it would make such a dramatic. I think the thing, Amber, is maybe you do feel it, maybe, but you don't feel a dramatic difference in your stamina over 6 pounds. You just can't, you cannot convince me of that.
It's water weight. But at the same time, I'm not just losing 6 pounds of water weight, which to a normal person, that's all that would be happening. I'm also improving the flow of my lymph, my fluids. I lose more fluids. I gain more flexibility. And
she's improving the flow of her lymph, her fluids. She's losing fluids. It's just craziness what's going on over there.
And my skin's not as tight. Like the list can go on and on. So what I'm saying is it's not the 6 pounds that I'm feeling. It's the symptoms of my lipedema and lymphedema that get better and improve when I am actively losing weight.
Lymph.
That is what I'm talking about. So to the average person to hear me say, oh, I felt so much better after losing 6 pounds. Yeah, that's a pretty vague statement. So when you hear me just say that, it's like, girl, what are you talking about? Because I don't sit there and tell you guys about all of the symptoms.
It wasn't the lack of specificity that I was having a problem with that statement, Amber.
Symptoms that actually become less problemsome when I'm on track and when I'm losing weight. And sad reality is, as easy as it is for me to feel better, it's also really easy for those symptoms to flare up again and get worse again, even by things that like are normal to the average person, like sitting in the car for too long or just walking and being on my feet for an hour. All of those symptoms can come back even if I am on track, because gravity, when my legs are down, my legs become swollen. It's a lot. Lipedema and lymphedema has been detrimental to my life, and it is very confusing and hard.
Gravity's not kind to her, okay? If it wasn't for gravity and water, If we could only get rid of gravity and water, she'd be fine. She'd be that sexy, sassy little LA girl she thinks she is.
To explain to a bunch of people who like don't understand it. And if you do research, not even a lot of doctors understand it as well. Are you eating food alone at bingo, or does your mom eat?
She's so special. The doctors just don't even understand how Ocean Lynn got to be the size she was. She's a medical miracle, you guys. A medical miracle. Now, I will be fair. I also have a problem with gravity. I always say I don't have a problem with getting old. I'm smarter and cooler in my head than I think I've ever been. I do have an issue, however, with gravity.
With you. So lately I've been going to bingo with my mom, my stepdad, and my friend, and we all eat food there, and we all eat the same things. Almost everyone at bingo eats, or they have their drinks there because there's a snack bar at every single bingo hall, which gets into the next question which was actually asked from the same person that just asked that last one. Can you bring your own food to bingo? No, you are not allowed to bring your own food. You're not allowed to bring your own drinks. Everything that you consume in there has to be bought from the bingo hall.
Of course it does.
All right, guys, now let's talk about the goals I had last week and did I succeed in them? So my first goal was to order takeout and have it delivered to my home only 3 times a week. And my second goal was to have a better weekend than I did before. So for the
her goal was to have a better weekend. That's how you make a goal. My expression, I always say the difference between a dream and a goal is a timeline, like something specific, something measurable. So my goal of having a better weekend isn't really a goal. It's just kind of a thought.
Takeout, I ordered Hawaiian on Wednesday, McDonald's on Thursday.
Oh, and also, before she even tells us, she absolutely kicked the shit out of those goals because this woman is winning. You're looking at the face of a winner.
An Indian on Sunday. So that's 3 times. So I was successful in that goal yet again. So I have been successful in that goal every single week so far. So my second goal is to have a better weekend than I did before. I chose that because the Sunday was horrific and I overate on my calories and I just really did not want that to happen. So was I successful? I was. Yes, I was. So on Sunday, I ordered Indian food and I actually ate that throughout the day. And that was all that I ate. Because when you order Indian, they give you a lot of food, especially when you order vegetable biryani.
Okay, even if you ate that throughout the day, that was 4 meals worth of food. It was still too much. Even if you spread it out through the day, it was still too much food volume.
I was able to split that for 3 meals. And then on Saturday with my family, we actually went out to eat to a burger joint and I got a freaking salad. Everyone got burgers. And then one of my cousins actually got these like spicy wings. And I was like, oh my God, that looks so good. But the fact that I chose to get like a really good salad.
No, you chose to get a really good salad because your mother probably got a salad because your mother's trying desperately to watch her weight. And you seem to order the shitty, fattiest things, even when you're out with your mom and she makes a healthier choice. You don't jump on that train and order the same healthy choice your mom did. You just still order whatever the fuck you want. But I'm guessing because you were in public, and I know that's your family, but there's a bunch of family that you haven't met there, and you like to think you're some kind of fucking celebrity. So, I think that maybe in your head you thought, bad optics for the 500-pound girl to be ordering more food than her mom. And her mom keeps talking about trying to lose weight. And I'm sitting here like a gargantuan mountain, not talking about losing weight. The only reason you ordered that salad was for optics and you went home and ate other shit. I fucking would put money on it. I would put money on it.
Salad instead of a burger with fries. It didn't make me feel like I was being controlled by food. It didn't make me feel powerless, which around food, sometimes I do feel like that. So yay, I was successful in both goals. So now I have only one goal for this coming week. So I have a meal plan for this week and I want to follow it 5 days out of the 7, but I will tell you guys next week if I did it. All right, let's talk about how my week went. I counted all my calories and I did not go over at all. So Noon wants me to eat between 2,600 to 3,400. So out of the 7 days.
Okay, so she didn't go over her calories. She did really well. She met all her goals. Oh my God. Well, how much is she going to lie and tell us she lost this week? We never see the scale. We don't even hear the scale anymore. She just tells us a number. Oh, by the way, guys, did I tell you that today I weigh like 112 pounds? It's amazing. I lost like 4 pounds. I don't know how. You've admitted in the past, Amber, if you're ever talking about weighing yourself and you've gained weight, you will lie. You've said that. Why would we believe anything? Bust out the scale at least.
I ate below the 2,600 5 days out of the 7, but then there were 2 days where I ate below the 3,400. So I do weigh in daily because Noom wants you to do that. And I have been enjoying it. Like, it hasn't been bothering me, seeing the fluctuations. I know that like the second week, no matter what diet I'm doing, I never lose that much weight. I could be counting calories. I could be doing Weight Watchers. I could be doing Jenny Craig. This has happened on semaglutide, Ozempic. Like,
Okay,
it
so
literally
she only
doesn't
lost
matter.
2 pounds
So when the
this week.
scale was going like this the whole week, I was like, okay, this is the second week. That's usually exactly what happens because this was the second week of me doing Noom. So anyways, let's get into my weigh-in. Last week I was 518.0 and today I was
516.
Is this going to be a new thing? I have to do drums
Please
every
don't
time
do
before
it.
I tell you guys my weight. Today I was 517.0. So that means I'm only down a pound, but I am genuinely okay with that. I just got to keep trucking, got to keep doing my thing, got to keep paying attention to what I'm eating and making those better choices. Anyways, I hope that you guys did enjoy this video and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.
I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Look at this window. Scene is bad now. My fucking camera's driving me nuts today. Now it's crooked, which we can't have because that'll drive me nuts. So there you go, Amber's weigh-in Wednesday. It was good, right? It's fascinating. It was scintillating. It was all the things that we needed in a way. And it was nothing. It was lies. It was bullshit. It was subterfuge. It was all. This is stupid. She's so boring. I was close, though. I said she was going to lose 2 pounds. She lost 1. We were close. Radical Garbage said she had a bowel movement this week. She's such a skinny legend. Yeah. Like, she really sees 1 pound as a victory, and she weighs over 500 pounds. She's crazy. That bitch is delusional. That bitch is delusional. So she's off tomorrow, right? Or she's off Friday. I always get it wrong. Oh, tomorrow's Let's Talk, isn't it? I think tomorrow's Let's Talk. We don't like the Let's Talk. I don't like the Let's Talk segment. No, she didn't go over. She did everything right. It's not her fault, guys. It's the water weight and the L-demas. I'm telling you. If it wasn't for the water weight, she'd weigh 108 pounds. Ocean Lynn. She's Justice Production says Amber's like the Enron of weight loss. She provides no proof. She just tells us how much she weighs, and we have to take her at her word and ask no questions. That's exactly it. Enron Lynn. Oh my goodness. Yeah, the lymph flow. I'm gonna have to do some looking up because I don't have that medical issue. So I'm not sure where my lymphs are flowing or where they should be flowing, or quite frankly, if they should be flowing at all. V says my new favorite Lynn is Ocean Lynn. It's true. The woman has never gained an ounce of fat in her life. Every time she gains weight, it's water weight. Literally never gained an ounce of fat. I don't know how she stands up. You'd think she should just be a puddle on the floor with all the water. The Enron of weight loss is diabolical. It's perfect. Enron Lynn. All right, guys. We're going to call it there. I set a clock and it's time to go. Not really. I'm just bored talking about her and we've covered everything. Once again, I want to thank you guys. I'm going to do a members only live stream. I just haven't figured out what day yet, but for sure, let's start that next week. And it's going to be non-Amber content. We ain't going to touch Amber at all on those members live streams. We're just going to have some fun, talk about other shit, and have a giggle and shit, right? That'd be fun. So let's start doing that next week. Maybe Tuesday, maybe Thursday, one of those days. I think tonight we're finishing White Lotus in the Discord. So if you'd like to join us for the final 3 episodes, we can look at that. We can certainly cook something in the member stream, Vanessa. We can do whatever we want because it's a member stream. You know what? We can even play music. Anyway, we'll talk about that when the time comes. I want to thank you all for joining me and Rio, who is spelunking as usual. at this hump day look at Amberlynn's fascinating members live stream and very truthful and telling weigh-in Wednesday. I'll see you on Friday for the redundancy report. Tonight, White Lotus. Tomorrow night, I think we're finishing Black Mirror. And Sunday, we will do the Fountainhead. So we got a whole bunch of stuff coming up in the Discord. Don't miss it. Until we meet again, you know the routine. Just be kind. And hasta luego. Bye. Bye.